You cannot say that Austin Theory is not a fighting champion. I mean, come on. A few weeks ago, he challenged one of WWE's most decorated superstars in John Cena and put his United States Championship on the line at WrestleMania. He is with me here today. Give it up for the one and only Austin Theory.
Here I am, the United States champion, the greatest United States champion.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people say things about you and they might say things like, oh, Austin Theory, he might be scared to do this or to put his title on the line. But you prove people wrong. I mean, not everyone challenges John Cena. He is one of the greats, right?
That's true. That's very true. People always have a lot to say about me, but hey, you're not doing something right if they're not. And yeah, I did challenge John Cena. And the reason why is because why not go after the biggest mountain? Why not conquer that mountain and stand on top of that mountain and make everything you ever wanted yours? And that's my mindset on that.
Now, Austin, did you feel insulted when John Cena originally rejected your match at WrestleMania? Because you came to the ring, you challenged him, and he said no at first. Did you feel a bit insulted by this?
You know what? I had a feeling that when he said no, that he had really been thinking about what he was going to say. And he was going to really give it to me and really try to make me feel like I don't belong. But the thing is everything he said was just kind of disappointing because we know what the future holds. We know what's going to happen, and it's me. And to know that that's how he feels about the future of a place that he cares so much about, that's so sad. It really is. And you could even tell, I was just speechless. But just remember one thing. I went out there with one thing in mind, and that was to get a match with John Cena at WrestleMania. And people can say whatever they want. They can say he said all these terrible things about me. And then I went out there and I just looked shocked because I was. But man, was I shocked about what he said? I was really shocked. Wow. I got John Cena, the guy that I did look up to and that I was motivated by at WrestleMania. I can finally get rid of the dinosaur.
Do you think he was a bit
is.
scared to face you, maybe? Because it's not like John Cena to reject a match. Do you think there was a
Yeah,
little bit of fear in it?
of course, man. That's why I had to bring up, is John Cena giving up? I think he had to talk himself into it, because look at me. I am deciding to go out there and challenge the greatest, right? But not just to any show, WrestleMania, where the pressure is the highest. And not only that, I'm the United States champion and I'm going to put my title on the line. I'm risking everything. And I didn't need anybody to back me up when I made that choice. But John Cena said no. But why did he say yes? He said yes because all those people in the arena made him feel good about himself. And then he agreed.
Now, you faced many decorated superstars in the WWE, but would you say this is a career-defining match? I mean, Austin Theory versus John Cena at Mania, it doesn't get bigger than that.
Yeah, and regardless of, where I'm at now about how I feel about John Cena, I always say he was the motivation, he was the inspiration. But when you get to a certain point here and you're not at home, you're always working, and it's a passion, it's a dream, and I'm grateful to be able to do it. But when all your time is invested in this, there's no games to be played. So I'm not focused on being the next John Cena. I'm the first Austin Theory because Austin Theory is doing all of this work. And John Cena is going to see that all that work is just not enough for him to hold around anymore.
People compare you to John Cena. Do you see any similarities? And if you do, what do you think you do that is better than John Cena that he did at your age when he was in the business? What do you
So
think gives you the edge?
I think if you looked at John Cena, when he was 25, I believe around that age, he was doing the ruthless aggression thing. And him trying to say that I'm in that era of ruthless aggression, he's completely wrong because Austin Theory's never been in an era where he's failed. I've always evolved. Watch from the beginning and look where I'm at now. I've always evolved. If he wants to view himself as a failure at some point in time, that's on him. I was never a failure. I built myself and I grew into the man that I am today. But when it comes to similarities, some people will say, "Oh, you guys have a similar build or you look alike." When it comes to in that ring, he can't touch me. When it comes to on that mic, he always has some great things to say. But have I really got to say the things that I want to say? Because I didn't go out there to dish John Cena. You know, I get it. John Cena likes to throw little jabs. I gave everybody that little bald spot line. I did. But that's, you know what I mean? I'm out there for business and I'm out there for WrestleMania. But if we want to go into a diss track, let's go into a diss track. I got him on that too. I got him on everything. I got him. I'm way sexier than him. We all know that. I can't be touched in that ring. And at WrestleMania, the entire world is just going to know that Austin Theory just hits the check marks in every box of being better than John Cena. And after that night, I don't have a problem with John showing up and waving, but then he's got to get the hell out because he's not hanging around and trying to be cool and be one of the boys because that's been there and it's gone.
Well, Austin, I make a lot of parodies in my part-time hobby. So if you need help with a diss track for an entrance at WrestleMania, get in touch. I'll happily write one,
That sounds amazing. Even if it's not for WrestleMania leading up, we got a couple of days, man. Something would be pretty cool.
Now, Vince McMahon essentially named you the chosen one, and you enjoyed a great bond with him. Not many superstars have had that treatment since maybe Drew McIntyre. What do you think Vince saw in you?
I think it all came from the conversation we had when I was doing the dark matches before I got to the main roster. I had a 15-minute meeting with him, and it was just about who are you, and I think he was starting to notice and hear from, producers and agents and other people that were there that had been around me, they had been talking highly of me. So he wanted to know who this person was. And I think sitting in that 15 minutes, I just let him know my passion and my work ethic and who I am as a person. And I think that's just what led to it. And I think he wanted to test me on that because I remember the first thing I ever did on TV, he walked up to me and I was about to go out. And this is when I was going to start the selfie thing. And he said, "Go out there and be confident like I know you are." And to me, that's always stuck with me because it's wow, I am confident and I stick with that. And that's what's always gotten me here. And I can back it up. And just having that opportunity with him, it was amazing. And I'm glad that I was able to really share, who I am. And it was enough for him to give me a chance.
Well, you can back everything up. You've achieved so much in such a short time. If you could teleport back 3 years ago when you debuted in NXT, did you think personally back then you would have achieved the success that you've had in your time here in the WWE? Honestly,
Yes.
did you honestly think you thought, okay, in 3 years, I'm going to do this?
So this is how it's always worked for me. And I say this in other interviews as well. I never knew all the detail in between, the briefcase, the timing of that, becoming a 2-time United States champion, being the youngest at that, the youngest at the briefcase. I don't know the detail of it, but I knew that I would literally make all this happen. I would be on this stage, I would have these achievements, I would get to this level. I knew that. But the exact detail of what those words are, what those championships are, those dates, those pay-per-views, those moments. Of course, I didn't know that, but I knew that I could be great enough to achieve something like that.
Now, Austin, you did win the Money in the Bank match and you became the youngest holder of the briefcase. And I always wondered, why didn't you want to cash in for a world title shot? I know you did once and Brock Lesnar got in the way, but the second time, why was it that you went for the United States Championship? Did you fear Roman Reigns at all, slightly at the time?
So you are right. I did try to cash in and Brock Lesnar did stop me, but I also went all the way to Wells and tried to cash in on Roman and I had it. And I got sucker punched by a world champion boxer, Tyson Fury. And who could have expected that? So I think it just came down to, hey, there's not a lot of time to cash this in, because Money in the Bank's going to come back around. So that contract's going to expire. You have that year. So I was really thinking, what is realistic here? Because Roman has the entire bloodline, but every time I cashed in, it wasn't even the bloodline stopping me. I didn't even make it to the bloodline because there's so much security around Roman that scenario just doesn't exist. So for me, I looked for what is the next best thing. Multiple, time world champions, Seth freaking Rollins, a man that, has cashed in successfully on Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania and became WWE champion. This man has the United States Championship. I can make a huge impact by beating Seth freaking Rollins. And this United States Championship, the great history that it has and the elevation that I can take it by taking over Monday Night Raw and being a champion, I'll be taken serious. And that was the mindset there. But once again, Bobby Lashley ruins that moment. And what did that do? It just set a fire under me to take everything because I was tired of waiting. And I feel like that's what the briefcase did. It made me wait too much. And now I just take everything. And that's what I'm doing. I walked out to that ring in Boston to take that opportunity at John Cena at WrestleMania, and I got it. And anybody that can, say a word about, what happened out there, say whatever you want, but you're not facing John Cena at WrestleMania. I am.
Yeah, you back everything up, I have to say, Austin. And you mentioned Brock Lesnar. He stopped you cashing in. He F5'd you off the Elimination Chamber. You've had some great moments with him. Have you learned anything from working with him? Because he's a legend, a young guy like yourself. What have you learned from working with the Beast?
Working with the Beast, Brock Lesnar, I have learned that I just want to whoop his ass. That's what I've learned. And the reason why, you just named all of them. And if that time comes, it comes, because you know where I'm at every Monday. We know that he likes to pop in and pop out. So we'll see what happens, what holds down the future. But as far as advice and stuff, I think really you just got to be ruthless and you got to go and get whatever you want. And I think that's the mentality that I've been on. And I think that mentality runs into a similar mentality, and that could be me running into Brock Lesnar.
Well, Austin Theory calling out John Cena, Brock Lesnar next. Nothing is stopping you. My last question, and this is a fun one because obviously you used to take a lot of selfies. I always wanted to know, who is the most famous person you ever got a selfie with before you joined the WWE?
So when I flip the front camera and I see myself, that's the most famous person, baby. That's it.
Okay.